What's up, mighty boys and girls, it's Ranger Boy here, and welcome to another video. Ooh, double upload. I know, I also think it's really weird. But putting that aside, let's talk about future returns. Again. But instead of being another Serena prediction video, let's instead talk about Dawn and a potential return to Gen 4. So before I will start with the video, let me ask you one question. Would you like a Dawn return to the anime, or even a return to Gen 4 in general? But with that out of the way, grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, and let's do this. So before we'll start with the actual predictions, let's talk about why the Gen 4 rumors are even there in the first place. During a Pokemon Direct from the 13th of February, you could see Tsunekazu Ishihara together with every game of the franchise so far, except for the Gen 4 games, which is kinda odd, and for a lot of fans a huge hint for a Gen 4 remake on the Nintendo Switch. But not only the games, but also the anime has been nearly non-stop hinting on something potentially big coming for Gen 4. During the I Choose You movie, both Soji and Makoto had Pokemon and backstories dedicated to Sinnoh. Makoto's Pokemon was Piplup, which is not only one of the Gen 4 starters, but also the trademark Pokemon of Dawn, and her backstory is connected to her mom, who was a strong trainer and has a striking resemblance to Cynthia. By the way, that rumor of her mom being Cynthia has been debunked later on by the film director. But even so, why even designing her mom like one of the most iconic and most popular Pokemon champions of all time? There has to be a reason. On the other hand, Soji's partner was a Lucario, which is the Gen 4 Pokemon everybody knows, and who enjoys iconic status like Charizard, Sceptile, and Greninja. Furthermore, his backstory was also connected to one of his former partners, a Luxray. And I don't really have to state the obvious, do I? And even the main anime is seemingly teasing more Gen 4 coming in the future, with Shaman coming out of nowhere and being attached to Marlo. And before I continue with my reasons for a Dawn/Sinnoh return, I have to address this persistent rumor of Sinnoh being connected to the Galar region. And how? Well, many people and even PokeTubers spread the theory that during the Zoroark Master of Illusion movie, there was a sporting event which could hint on a potential new game mechanic for Pokemon Sword and Shield. And why? Because that sporting event also took place in a huge stadium, very similar to the Sword and Shield trailer, and because of the symbols in that sporting event having the same color. Okay, here's my opinion on that. I'm not saying that this rumor is bad or that the PokeTubers spreading these rumors are bad, but actually quite the opposite. I think it's a really interesting, if not downright fascinating theory. But at the same time, it's a little bit far-fetched to assume that an opening scene of a movie actually hinting on a new Pokemon generation nearly a decade later. In my experience, things happening in the Pokemon movie do get a mention in the anime, but at the end of the day, they never really hint or even influence major events happening in the Pokemon franchise. So even though I really like the theory, I can't really support it. Sorry guys, but what is your opinion on that? So with all those obvious nods to Sinnoh, how likely is the chance of a Dawn return, aka a return to the Sinnoh region? In regards of the latter, it's actually very likely. My theory is that it will come after the Gen 8 games, as some kind of filler to fill the void between Gen 8 and the future upcoming Gen 9. Just like back then with the Auras games during Gen 6. I can't really see anything else being in that spot besides a Sinnoh remake, and if not, then why even teasing Gen 4 for so long? But what about a return of my girl Dawn? Yeah, I'm actually really sad to say this, but in my humble opinion, a return is really unlikely. Not impossible, but really unlikely. Although all the hints are seemingly aiming towards a Sinnoh remake, that doesn't automatically mean that a former female protagonist is going to return. We basically had the exact same situation with May. Even though we actually had a Hoenn remake, there was not even a single mention of May, and instead, the Auras reference of the anime ended up being the well-received Mega Evolution specials. And why didn't the anime mention May despite the Auras games? Because May already had returned in the past, and Dawn also returned in the past during Black and White. So unlike Iris and Serena, Dawn sadly doesn't really have a justification for a return, let alone a second return. And unlike Brock and Misty, she doesn't have the hyper nostalgia / Gen 1 bonus. So yeah, with all those aspects in mind, I can't really see a return of Dawn happening anytime soon. But, like I said, it's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Who knows, maybe they won't do the same thing with Dawn like they did with May, and maybe she will return. One of my dream scenarios would be if she would return together with Serena, but that could be a little bit too much. But no matter with or without Serena, I would be really happy if Dawn would return. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this little discussion video. What is your opinion on this topic? And just like always, see you guys in the comments down below.